I've been pretty consistent with indoor bouldering as my new exercise regimen. On my easier days, when I give my joints time to recover, I'll focus on endurance. On this endurance day, my goal is to climb the Auto-belay for 30 minutes on the easiest grade. This has improved my endurance a lot, but I still lack strength in some areas of my climbing. I may have found a solution to this, and I'll go over my idea next. The items shown here are what I need to add weight to my climbing harness. Where weight training is done to target specific muscle groups, I'm thinking climbing with added weight should work similarly to target climbing specific muscles. I had looked at different things to use for attaching the weights to the harness, including carabiners. I didn't like that the carabiners would cause the weight to hang down more as opposed to using something not as long, so I decided against it. I liked these marine shackles because they're sort of a small circle that won't hang down very far. I especially liked the bolt through one end, which would make it easy to attach and remove from the harness, while also being strong and secure. This is the listing I used for ordering it from Amazon. I had a lot of trouble finding weights that I liked. I originally liked these donut-shaped weights used in labs to weigh down flasks. I'm not sure why, but these all seem to be really expensive. After more searching, I came across scuba diving weights. They looked like a usable shape and even had holes in them, which would come in handy for mounting. I went with this style of weights and found them very well priced on Amazon. Assembling the parts is really simple. Some suggestions I thought would be useful for this process are: face the eyelet of the zip tie so that the pointed end inserts toward the other zip tie. When it's tightened, this prevents the trimmed end of the zip tie from facing outwards where it can cut you. Pull the zip tie as tight as possible. The weight will still slide a little on the shackle, but this prevents the trimmed end of the zip tie from sliding around and facing outwards. If the trimmed end does move to a position where it can cut you, slide it around by hand to a safer position. If the zip tie seems too loose and too short to tighten anymore, remove it and use a new one. Each of the weights is 2.5 pounds plus the small weight of the shackle. I originally started testing this idea with 2 weights on my harness. Once I realized I liked training like this, I made 2 more weights. This is the simple process of attaching the weights to the harness. One tip I'd suggest is do not attach the weights to the harness until after you strap the harness onto yourself. Attempting to strap on the harness with the weights on it was hard for me, even with only 2 weights attached. When carrying the harness in my backpack, I remove the weights and carry them separately on this bicycle lock cable. This has more to do with not overloading my backpack. I still have to carry everything, but my already heavy backpack won't have an additional 10 pounds. As mentioned at the start of this video, I only use the weights on my easy days. On these days, I restrict myself to either doing laps on the 5.6 Auto-belay route or climbing continuous V0 boulders. The clip you see here is of me trying the 10 pounds of added weight for the first time. It wasn't as hard as I thought it would be, but it was obvious that a lot more effort was needed for specific techniques, mostly when it included using my arms to pull myself upwards. Bouldering seemed a bit harder to climb while weighted. I guess the body positioning when you're bouldering can be more sensitive to additional weight. I like the added challenge on my easy day workouts, so I'll have to see what my progress is in a month or 2. I hope this helps you with your exercise regimen. Leave any questions and comments you have in the comments section down below. That's all I have for now, and I'll catch you in the next video.